What's up, everybody? Check out this guy's fancy face. Got a little crazy with the trimmers the other day, and I said, fuck it, let's go all the way. It's only hair to grow back. I did realize, though, that underneath that hair, the old face is getting old. We're getting old. Good news is my dick's just still getting bigger, you know? So, that's good. My dick in my ears. Let's see. We got a tail light in for the pickup truck. Went online to figure out how to go ahead and get this old pig registered, and I went to the Alabama Department of Motor Vehicles. Apparently I'm just the old guy, you know? If you go to the Department of Motor Vehicles, most likely you want one of three things, or three of three things. You would like a driver's license. You would like to transfer the title on your vehicle, and you would like to get a license plate. Neither of those three are options that you can select on their website. I can find out what their diversity, equity, and inclusion fucking demographics are. That's on the first page. I can apply for a lost title. I can apply for a title for an abandoned vehicle. I can get a special license plate. All that stuff. But I can't find out where to go to get a license and a title. Now, depending on what fucked up state you're in, Colorado being the best state I've ever been in, I showed up, they took care of everything, and they were polite. They took care of everything in one stop, and they were polite. And I had a title in my hand for my vehicle when I walked out. I got more chicken bedding. Let me go set that up in the garage here, or in the chicken coop this morning. It's pretty fucking cold out. I woke up the other day and it was snowing out yesterday. There was snow on the ground yesterday, and I left my plants outside. I don't check the weather. That's not gonna stay. So, yeah, I'm on the website trying to figure out where to go for the DMV. Of course, I can't figure out anything, so I gave up. And then I tried again the second day, and then I gave up. And then I finally found out where the licensing place is here in Coleman. And I called the number, and they didn't answer. And so then I called the number the next day, and they didn't answer. And so I'm going to drive there, not today, because I don't feel like wasting my day, because I know when I go there, they're going to have some reason why I can't do what I want to do. That's okay. That's just the world we live in. And the whole thing about license plates, tags, registration, all that stuff, it's just tax. It's just another way of collecting revenue from you, which pisses me off. It's just like, at a certain time, when a vehicle's a certain age, just let me pay a tax. Just put it on my fucking state income tax form where it says, do you have a vehicle that's this old? Give us $100. Don't send me on some fucking scavenger hunt where I gotta get stickers and fucking, you know, it's just fuck around. It's literally just a hidden tax. But you gotta register your vehicle every year. Like, if I registered my vehicle 7 years ago and nothing's changed, guess who the vehicle's registered to? Me. It's still fucking registered to me. Nothing's changed. I don't have to register it every year. Anyway. I was in South Carolina, and I went to transfer an old it was a Grand Marquis, that black one I used to have, one I gave to Nathan, who, just because anyway. I go there, and they're like, you gotta pay the fucking taxes on it. I'm like, okay, that's cool. They're like, yeah, you don't do that here. You gotta go down to like the fucking downtown fucking tax agency to pay your taxes on it. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll do that. So I go downtown. This car, mind you, I paid like $1,800 for, $1,200. And I go to pay the taxes on it, and they won't let me pay the taxes on it because I don't have a fucking address, a local address. They won't let me pay the taxes on a car because I don't have a local address. So I had to have two proofs that I lived there in order to pay the taxes. It was just like, well, why do you care if I pay taxes? Anyway, that's what they're going to do to me here. I'm going to go there today, or no, soon. And I'm going to have to go to some other fucking registrar's office or something and pay the taxes on this truck and then go back to the DMV. And then they're going to tell me that I can't transfer a title into Alabama because I have a Colorado driver's license. And then it's going to be a whole thing. And I just don't want to start doing it yet. So that's for Friday maybe. That's for my first day off. Wow. I am just a fucking grumpy old man. Okay, here we are back in Chicken Town again, with my 2 bags of magic chicken powder. Gonna sprinkle it around in here a little bit. So one of the chickens died yesterday. More accurately, I killed one of the chickens yesterday. He was looking at me wrong, so I just said, "Fuck you, chicken," and I killed it. No, I'm kidding. Apparently, hold up, I'm trying to set you guys up here so you can watch the action. Apparently, Just stay there. There you go. That's too high. Why do you guys even want to watch me do this anyway? I don't know. Here, I'll put it here. You can watch. You can watch from here through the chicken wire. Apparently, when I was giving them their water, I set the water bowl down on top of one of the chickens. They're not small anymore. I don't know where Greg is. He's out here somewhere. The chickens aren't small anymore. They're about the size of a fucking, a half chicken. I don't know what else to compare a chicken to. And when I set the water thing down in the little pen in there, apparently I sat it right on top of one of them. And what's worse is I do recall it not sitting down level in the bottom of the pen. And so I like smushed and wiggled it. I like wiggled it down into the manure a little bit so that the water wouldn't spill. Apparently there was a chicken under there. Because when I pulled the water box up this morning, little water tank this morning, there was a dead chicken under it. I was like, what the fuck? How does a chicken get underneath the little water thing? I don't know. So yeah, we got a dead chicken already. My bad. All right, we got a bag of chicken stuff that I'm gonna sprinkle around in here. A little morning thing going on. Let's see how it goes. I didn't want to open the box all the way because then I didn't want to get everywhere. But apparently it's going to do that in here. Let's see what happens here. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. That's the good stuff there. Yep, I'm just gonna, that's how we're doing it. It doesn't sprinkle. It doesn't sprinkle. Yeah, so we got a dead chicken. Probably a couple more are gonna die out here. I'm also looking for an outlet, which I don't see. I see a light switch and I see a light bulb. So that's not gonna work. I want to turn the heat lamp on out here because it's pretty cold. I don't think it's quite warm enough yet for them to be out here doing their own thing yet. But at least the fine chips here are one step closer to that process. Perfect. There we go. There's my shovel over here. Greg! Somebody! So yeah, I gotta spread this around a little bit here. This is gonna probably not. I don't know. It's fluffing up pretty nice. So work, I'm at work and I'm putting all these wiring harnesses on this spacecraft, and the instructions just say something along the lines of hookup connector J1601P5. That's all it says in the instructions. And then at the head of the instructions, there's like a general notes section where somebody just copied the general notes out of the blueprint over and over and over again in every sequence. Like, you know, wear protective gloves, don't rub the wires up against shit, you know what I mean? Just like the really generic, the most generic instructions that you can have for installing something. Nothing useful whatsoever. In other words, no locations at all in planning as to where I'm going to be doing this work. Nothing at all. The only thing that you can find out is based on that plug name. Like 0106 is like, 01 is like the 0 to fucking 15 degrees position. 06 is the height on the vehicle. You know, that kind of shit. Well, that all depends too on what engineer designed the plug and what nomenclature, what naming convention they use for where that plug goes. So I'm literally working on the constraint in this entire system right now by putting the harnesses on. These people know nothing about constraint management whatsoever. And I'm literally looking for the plug to install for probably a period 10 times longer than it actually takes to install the plug. And I'm thinking to myself, this is fucking chaos. So I talked to some of the other engineers. I'm like, do you guys have this thing mapped in the digital model? They're like, no, we don't. I'm like, yes, you do. You had to design it somewhere, you fucking idiots. Where is the model that tells me where these plugs are on the vehicle? Oh, we have that in a wiring harness diagram thing, but it's not called out by the connection. It's called out by the wire harness. I'm like, well, that's kind of helpful. At least I could know what wiring harness it's on, let alone, you know, nothing at all. So one engineer does it this way, one engineer does it that way. This one chick has some of the information I need, so she's helped me out a little bit, but it's only in the section that she designed. Just horse shit like that. And I'm like, well, somebody should make this better. You know, somebody needs to fix this. And it's definitely fucking not me. You know, that's not what I signed up to do. That's definitely somebody else's job description. But as I'm watching these people do this, I'm like, no one's fucking doing this. How are we supposed to build spaceships without proper instruction? And if we're working on the constraint, the entire business is waiting on us to get done. And I'm in here fucking around looking for connectors that I know damn well people know where they are. Just no one that's with me. No one around me or that can help me knows where these connectors are supposed to be. So I'm like, fuck it. I'll do it myself. And I know from experience that you shouldn't just go doing things. So I go and I research for a while. And I find out who knows what, why it is like it is, what the best case scenario is, all that stuff. So I find the best case scenario of how to find out where these plugs are. I talk to everybody and everybody agrees that nobody knows how to do it. Nobody knows where the information is. So I've been taking it upon myself for like the last 20 days that in my idle time, I'm sitting down in front of a model and I'm selecting the little pieces, which are the wires, the wiring harnesses, and I'm placing them into this new model and I'm color coding them. And then I'm finding all the connectors on the ends and I'm labeling all them and I'm making a map for the operators, me being one of them now, so that when they say install plug 1215J06P or whatever the fuck it says, you can go to my little model and plug in that number and it'll show you exactly on the spacecraft where that plug is. And everybody's like, holy shit, man, that's gonna help so much. And I'm thinking, yeah, and to think I've only been here for 2 fucking weeks, you know, and you guys have been doing this for months like this. Millions and millions of dollars are riding on this fucking spaceship to get done. And apparently, nobody gives a fuck. No one's actually watching us work to figure out what they could be doing to make it easier for us. So I'm working on this model thing, and I'm showing everybody, because I've been around a long time. I'm showing everybody, because I know if I show enough people, somebody, somewhere, is going to have the information that I'm fucking around trying to find. And they're going to be like, hey dude, you're a retard, and that already exists. Well, for, 4 weeks of me working on this, no one has called me a retard and said that already exists. So I'm like, I guess I'm onto something. Finally, the other night, this guy, he's an engineer, who's been watching me do this for like 4 weeks and was watching us all struggle to find these connectors for like 3 months, goes, hey, you know that information's over here in this file structure. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, if you just go into this one fucking, you know, blah 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 root file and go over here, it shows all the names of all those parts and exactly where they are. I'm like, dude, no it doesn't, because I've already asked you that. He's like, oh, I didn't understand what you were asking me. I was like, how the fuck did you not understand what I was asking you, bro? I used retard language and everything. And I even showed you what I was doing. So then he sits me down last night and shows me, quite literally, that all the work I've been doing is already done somewhere else in some other file structure that nobody has, and it's not in planning. So I kind of, he's like, I'm sorry, dude, I'm sure that pisses you off. I'm like, dude, it kind of does piss me off, other than the fact that you're paying me by the hour. You know, if you weren't paying me by the hour, it'd piss me off. But since I've sit here fucking around, you know, getting paid by the hour to do this dumb shit that you've already done, and you watch me waste this time and money. Yeah. So then, one by one, all the other technicians were coming up to me last night and being like, dude, that thing you made is awesome. Dude, this is fucking awesome. This is going to make it better. And I said, yeah, it is. Except for this jackass engineer right here knew the whole fucking time that we already had this information. So all my spare time project I was working on, turns out it was for nothing. Just a complete waste of time. So last night when we were done chasing wiring harnesses all around the engine, or around the spacecraft, my little project, which was taking up a lot of my spare time, now I realize is just completely fucked. So afterwards I just sat around and I watched, I think I actually watched the entire Fight Club movie at work and got paid to do it, because my little project I was working on turns out to just be complete garbage. And people were looking at me like, well, you're an idiot, you know what I mean? You should have asked around more to find out if that actually existed. And I was like, you don't think I fucking did that, you know? These guys are insane. It's gonna be, I don't know if I'm gonna last at this place for the entire time to pay this farm off. I mean, I can. I just have to have absolutely no ego and no drive whatsoever, and just be another turd and just go there and turd off and just that's what I'm trying to do, because the level of organization that this place needs, I can provide to them, but they won't listen to me. I've already done this a number of times. They won't listen, and it's going to frustrate me, and I'm probably going to get fired trying to teach them, because they're going to have to break some eggs. And so I'm just like, it's going to be one of the clowns in the circus, I guess. But one of the things I was thinking was, last night I was watching this movie at work getting paid, and I thought, well, if somebody sees me watching a movie getting paid, they're probably going to say something to me. And I thought, well, I don't really give a fuck. If they do, they do. If they fire me, there's like 20 other places here I could work. They won't fire me. But I thought, there's no difference in me sitting here watching this movie versus the fucking 40 hours I spent creating that model that already exists. You know, that whole 40 hours I spent doing that was complete wasted time. Just, I might as well just been watching movies the whole time. That was my morning rant there. Yeah. Anyway.